Cool. Um, Thanks so much for joining, everybody. I'm very happy to welcome Kombo Saumu to the room, to Off the Wall for the first time. She's a Kenyan-born, multiple award-winning artist, a scriptwriter, a spoken word poet, a music composer, and a theater maker. But spoken word poetry is her first love, and she started writing and performing as a means of self-expression, which gradually grew into art for advocacy. Most of her poetry pieces feature themes of social justice, a return to matriarchy, and power to the people. Combo's latest release, I Am, is screening at this year's Voices of Women International Short Film and Script Festival in Sydney, Nairobi, and New York. And we can now share an update that you won an award there, right? What was that best film?
Yes, best scriptwriter for TV drama.
Congratulations. And you also won another award for the Women in Film Awards Kenya for Best Writer, also this
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
So it's been a kind of a banger of a month for you. We're very happy to have you to share some of your spoken word poetry, and I believe you're going to play some soundscape as well. So this is going to be very new for us, but I'm very excited. So yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Julia. I'm happy to be here. Feel free to close your eyes and just take in the sonic experience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Red Bull Symphonic Poetry. I do not desire to be a strong, independent Black woman, to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I do not yearn for that. I liberated my soul from burdens. I have no strength for that. I do not consent to my back breaking. I do not like being saved. Still, a woman. Aphrodite, seductive muse to what is good for my soul, heart, and body. Still, a woman. Explore, discover, bounty resides in my grace. Still a woman. Still a woman, lately realizing my creative muse thriving when there is intended ease. Still a woman. Still a woman can take the long road, but why take the long road when hands are held out to help out our tennis? Heart melts in the face of all that is free, freedom, pride, no prejudice. Awesome, still a woman. Big heart, burns bright, shines bright, maroon and yellow, rolling, Gryffindor, still a woman. With opened doors, smiles could only see through, a puzzle, mystery, crispy, still a woman. My soul is a song full of stories. My voice is the sound of poetry, Shona rhymes, still a woman. Demeter, I nurture, I love, I make you know you belong, still a woman. Hera, matriarch, the most loyal of all archetypes, but I still care about making me happy. I'll teach you, still a woman. Hestia, mystic, spiritual, creative is my ritual. I am a natural, still a woman. Isis. Now my brother Osiris will show you the way to love and enlightenment. I am love and enlightenment. Still a woman, Persephone, the maiden, at times the troubled teen. At heart, I'll always be 17, so let me be free. Still a woman. I bloom bliss, I ace grapes like fine wine. I get more defined taste, more divine, more refined with time. Show me Apollo, I will show him spirituality. Show me Dionysus, I will match his charm. Give me Osiris, I will ask him why he plays so small with all that male privilege. Give me Poseidon and watch his artistic, reclusive spirit understand pleasure. Still, a woman. Give me a stage, I will give it life. Give me a show, I will give you your flowers. Give me sound waves, I will give you melody. Give me room, I will dance with you. Allow me be the gift that I was intended to be still a woman. The first time I got my heart broken, I had no business being vulnerable like that, honestly. I had no business following breadcrumbs. We were as much figment of my imagination as any conclusion made tangible by emotion could be. The first time I got my heart broken was not the last time my heart got broken. You see, the last time I got my heart broken, I knew there was going to be a next time. Whether I aim to open my heart by a heartbroken pain permanently is as valid as any such theory can be proven. Lord, I break my heart so bad and still love finds me. It arrives. I heal with it. I break my heart so bad. I constantly aim high. Should I fly? I'll deal with it. I'll break my heart open to give love. I leave my heart open to receive it. I stretch my heart open. I'm loyal to its only tenant. My heart stays open. So yeah, there's a time I was trying to compose this body of work that is sort of an interpretation of the journey of love, from having a crush on someone to letting them know you have a crush on them. And if you're lucky enough, them also telling you, oh, I actually sort of like you too, to dating. And for those who believe in marriage, to getting married. For those who are in relationships, to maybe getting to that point where you're like, oh, I feel like the passion has fizzled out. I feel like it's usually a circle. So yeah, it's still a body of work that is in progress. I'm not sure when it will be released, but we shall see about that. So the following piece is one of the pieces in that body of work.
Combo, could we ask that maybe you turn the sound design down a little bit because it's just drowning out your voice slightly?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Much better?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to hear
Okay.
you more clearly.
Okay. I told her when she leaves, I feel some type of way. She said, no way. I love pants, so I almost said yes way. I remembered midway, she's not a fan. I smiled. I told her I can taste her smile from miles away. She said, how, liar? She does not believe me when I tell her I love her. She says nowadays, love is an abstract four-letter word that could mean whatever it does for all she cares. All she cares for are good manners. She says nowadays she cannot take a man for his word, nor a woman for her smile. A man for his handshake, a woman for her gaze. A man his work, a woman her word. What do you say? I say we make love under the stars when we can. Let's make art and grow things wherever we are. Let's go places and love the people we find. Let's write poems, love letters, let loose, dance often. What do you say? And still in that cycle of trying to find love, that cycle of trying to find love, go on to the next piece. When love arrived. When love arrived, it found me already in love with an idea. But love arrived like a listening ear 3 times. 3 times I stretched my fingers to touch love. 3 times I lingered, suspended in love's essence. Thrice I lifted my head to look into love's eyes. Twice I hesitated, froze like ice. Third time my face lifted. I stared into love's gaze. Something in me shifted. Love's scent drifted my way. My Achilles heel betrayed its grip on my walls. I fall. When love arrived, it found me already in love with an idea. But love arrived like a listening ear. You, love, are my serenity when nostalgia's wind gusts through my open heart. You, love, unfurl the most tender part of my nature. You, love, are the best part about this life. You, love, are a pleasant surprise, the aftertaste of my favorite pastry. You, love, are a dream, soft, the feel of my favorite scarf around my neck. Wrap your arms around my neck, mine will find your waist. Pat your lips and taste my tongue, mine will warm yours. Give me your hand, you have my heart. Dance to the rhythm of my heartbeat. When love arrived, I was already in love with an idea. Yet you, love, arrived like a listening ear. That is the end of my first set, which is just celebrating being a woman, celebrating the beautiful things about life. Love. I love love, and I have been fortunate to have found love, lost love, learn how to find love again. So it's a topic that I really, really, really enjoy writing about. And maybe I can just give us a 1 minute or 2 minutes interlude as I move on to the next set, which is more about Pan-Africanism, being African in this time. And yeah, the floor is open if anyone wants to share anything, or if there's a question about the set you just performed, feel free to ask.
Any questions? I think we're in your hands if you want to move on.
Okay. Wow. Jua latua magharibi, kizazi cha juzi chatua kwa kasi, na risasi ya polisi inalipiza kisasi. Machozi ya wazazi walopoteza vizazi yawe maji kwa jangwa la kisasi. Jua latua magharibi, kizazi cha juzi chatua kwa kasi, na risasi ya polisi inalipiza kisasi. Machozi ya wazazi walopoteza vizazi yawe maji kwa jangwa la kisasi. This skin, this Black African skin, this Kenyan skin, this Tanzanian skin, this Ugandan skin, this Congolese skin, this South Sudanese skin, has skimmed through tests that skin it alive, but it still lives to be tested. Chances, thin, slim, this skin's thick history, kith, kin tasted this skin, and it can attest that it was the black, irresistible taste of this skin that made it wear skin deep kinships, slave, shelved on big ships on big seas, sailed on big waves on big seas, seas whose salty waters seethe with the seized and deceased souls of my ancestors. These salty waters, could it be their sweat and tears? These salty waters, could it be their sweat and tears? And these great seas with regret keep wishing, weeping deep inside, knowing that they could have risen in raging hurricanes, wrecking the sails, smashing the slavery ships out of sight. But they too failed the taste of my skin. So taste this skin. Run your tongue over the smooth dark brown complexion that is this skin. Let the salty taste attest of hard work and harsh suns. Dark skin, palms light, because I am a product of the earth and the sun. I am Africa, and this is the taste of my skin. So thank you. All right. I'm trying to share my screen here for the next part, but if it doesn't share my screen, I will perform and you guys can just take in the audio. Stand up for something by taking your seat. Refuse to stand up. Don't give up your seat. Sit in silence, in calm. Witness your soul echo the refrain of a whole race, a generation, a people, a population, a nation, reclaiming our lost glory, taking back our country, our continent, our resources, our wealth, screaming from the top of our lungs. We are free for real this time. Sitting here stands for everything. Remain seated. Be still. Even as the strong-armed, tone-deaf powers that be try to fit you in a box, don't let them unseat you. Don't let them unseat you. Do not share your throne, it is your power. Sit still. Remember the royalty that is yours to reclaim. Sit through the humming and thrumming of your blood, fear exhaled from sweat pores. It is not easy, but sit still. Do not betray your outward calm, even on the sick game's heat. Deep down, you know you're setting a precedent. Like Rosa Parks, this isn't just an incident. You sit here today for others to see it, to know, to witness, to be it, to be free from exploitation, from labels, from oppression, corruption, bad governance, moral decay, self-doubt, corruption, esteem issues, trauma bonds, imposter syndrome, self-limiting beliefs that only delay your ascension to your destiny, to your full royalty. So sit still. Remember who you are. Remember who you were. Remember what you have. Remember what you deserve. Stand up for something by taking your seat. Refuse to stand up. Do not give up your seat. Thank you very much. That was the final piece from the set that I have prepared today. And it was inspired by the story of Rosa Parks. And last year, I think across Africa, there were lots of demonstrations and actually, it started in 2024. In Kenya, we had the Gen Z protest against uh, you know, the government, and it was picked up like it happened in several other countries. And it's just a call to show that, especially to our parents, you know, because I think there's this connotation that, oh, Gen Z, this type of way, but it's just a statement to show that we can't stand for something and our voices count. And even in circumstances where you're the only person, or you feel like you're the only person, or you're only two people or three people who have the courage to speak up for what you believe in, this is just a nod to that. Your voice matters. The space that you take up matters. And do not be scared to speak your truth. Well, at that juncture, I will bow out. Thank you so much for listening to me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kumbo. It was so refreshing and different. You've still got another 10 minutes if you wanted to read a couple more. Do you have anything else up your sleeve?
Well, maybe one more, maybe one more. I just need
Great.
to, maybe one more. Okay, I wrote this piece when I was very pissed, no pun intended. It was still during that time of the demonstrations. There was a lot going on. So, wow, for the artist in Kenya, we had a field day, just, writing. Here we go. You are on these streets, trashing the president, calling him one time, and backdoor, you steal from your peers and your employees. You call out the big fish for gatekeeping, yet you are fast to dim other people's shine. You are loud and fast, you say must go, yet you enable abuse at your workplace. You say most of your friends are women, there is no way, yet you are very cozy with men who make women feel some type of way. You say you want change, but do you really? Systems that work for everyone, yet yours stays self serving. Miss me. You won't pay me with clout. I have people to pay too. I don't stay too long. I don't do small talk. I won't kiss your ass. I don't do groupies. I don't care about fame and followers. They praise you and ditch you, elevate you, demote you, expect you to be an angel with the devil's balls. I don't care about fame and clout. You say you care, but do you really? You're hooked to the head rush that comes from using women's struggles as glory, as a staircase to glory, applause, and profit, but myth in practice. I won't read the next line that I wrote there because it's a curse word.
Don't mind us.
Everyone else who keeps your systems in place, what makes you think all there is to us is to give, bleed endlessly, as you selfishly, entitled, mannerlessly take? You are sorry your fellow men are animals for the things they physically do to women, you say? What about your emotional abuse? The extortion of women's IP with men attached. Her net worth makes him look smart. If people feel drained after working with you, if people feel hurt after talking to you, if people feel used after moving with you, I have news for you. Pay the messenger for your message. It can't always be about you. Sometimes I get so mad. It's infuriating. The audacity that people wear as costumes on stage yet backstage, a flipped script circulates goodwill turned commodity, passed down hands of those willing to sacrifice the greater good for their selfish advancement. Sometimes I get so mad. It's sickening. It's sickening the things happening beneath the surface. Scared to make it because people won't like it. But you can't help it. When you create from your soul, it's bound to take hold in hearts to grow. Yeah, I think that will be my last piece.
Well, I'm glad you didn't miss that one out. I think that was my favorite.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Shall we unmute and try and give a round of applause to Kumbo for her reading? Welcome.
I enjoyed the music you had as a background for the first one. it somehow gave it an extra length
Mhm.
um, to contemplate. It sort of got into your mind a bit more.
Hmm. I like both. I must say, I like the contrast of I like the music to kind of get us going, but I also like the contrast of when it was just your voice, because then I found I listened more closely to the words.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's
Thank
an interesting dimension. Hmm?
Do you
Um,
use a backtrack or do you have someone play music for you?
I think she mixed
I
that.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I make instrumentals. I compose instrumentals.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm heading into this space where I want to see how all these talents that I have, how can I come up with a cohesive performance that
Hmm.
incorporates all these things, poetry and, you know, music composition.
Yeah, that gives it a different element. So I think that's really something to explore.
And
Mhm.
where's your album been released, Combo? The one that was on YouTube. Is it just on YouTube for now, or are you putting it out
It's
somewhere
on
else?
YouTube, but good news, I got a publisher last month, so it's gonna be out on
Oh,
all streaming platforms on April 4th. So
oh
Oh,
wow, congrats. Geez, you're not being idle
yeah.
in 2026, are you?
So
Are there any
I'll
other
just
questions
type the
from the
date
room?
and the title. Sorry, yes. Yeah.
I was just saying, are there any other questions from the room? We got quite a few people that are very quiet. I was quite interested to know a little bit more when you mentioned Gen Z and what people expect of Gen Z. It's not so much a question about your work, I suppose, but just how you see yourself. Because
Mhm.
I feel like it's such a flattening term, Gen Z, when, it's obviously manifests so differently in different contexts. Do you feel
Mhm.
that where you are, the sort of expectations of Gen Z are similar to how they are elsewhere? And do you think that's fair?
I'll speak for Kenya. Earlier today, I was in a writer's room where one of the older writers was like, actually, there were two opinions. So one of the writers was like, Gen Z have this attitude where they come to work whenever they want to come to work. They don't want to go the extra mile, you know. And then the other writer was like, actually, I do like that because other generations have had to maybe sacrifice when there was no reward. But for us, if I'm giving, I also expect to gain. I can't be giving and giving and giving if
Hmm.
there's no, it has to be sort of reciprocal. So in Kenya, I'd say before the protests, people were like, these guys, they're always just on their phones and doing their own thing. But when actually the S word hit the fan and we had to show up and be like, no, we can't let our country be run like this. People were shocked that the majority of the people on the streets were actually young people. So
Hmm.
I'd say it's changing the narrative. The narrative was like we are always on our phones and on TikTok. You'll be surprised how many Gen Zs are not on TikTok that I know. Yeah. So I feel that the connotation that we had been given in the past, things are changing. We've shown up and proven that we actually care about the world that we live in. We care about our country. We care about our future. And yeah, so that is for Kenya. I'm not sure about South Africa.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that
Mm.
is supposed to be the role of the youth, is to take the protest to the streets. And yeah, I hope it's going to be something we see more generally. Um, and I like the idea of doing poetry or spoken word art as part of that because it's peaceful, but it's still powerful. Jacques,
Yeah,
you've
like
had your hand up for a while.
I was really moved by your greeting. I love the contrast. I loved it when there was music, and I loved it when it was your voice. So in between, there was a lot that happened for me. I wonder, do you do you see yourself as part of a tradition more in terms of the writing or the music? Who are some of the people um who influence you or that you talk to, when you're writing? Um, do you read a lot of other poetry and listen to a lot of lyrics that influence you, or do you feel that you have to sort of keep it close to you and you're focused on your own voice to be creative?
Thank you for that. That's a very deep question. Sometimes I find that I write easily when I am feeling a lot of things that I can't explain. So sometimes the piece just comes and I write in my head. But sometimes I listen to other poets as well. Heavily Kendrick Lamar. It's way back. Since way before they're not like us, and everyone was like, yeah, way back. Little Sims as well. Little Sims, and I love Little Sims because she's a poet and she's a filmmaker as well. So I identify with her style a lot. Nasty C also is South African. I also listen to Nasty C a lot, and of course the Kenyan legend. He's
Mhm.
called Nyashinsky. I find that his penmanship is really good because what I do is I write and then now there's some pieces that I feel this one needs to be arranged sort of so that it has its own cadence or its own beat, that it's not just free flowing poetry. So those are the
Mhm.
artists that I go to when I need inspiration. Kendrick Lamar. I used to be a J. Cole fan, then I don't know what happened. I think, yeah, I just went the Kendrick way. Kendrick, Little Sims, Nasty
Mhm.
C, and Yashinsky. And myself, I have a lot of voices in my head. So I just keep,
Lovely. Thank
yeah.
you.
Great answer. I think that's the first time we've asked for poet recommendations and got a name with the word nasty in the title. I'll look it up. Um, New to Off the Wall. Does anybody else have a question? I don't think we've got any more questions. Well, I'll end the recording there, but thank you so much once again for your reading. Um, I'm definitely going to look up some of those creators because yeah, this
Yeah.
is a great, it's like a cool horizon to think about. Yeah, so we're going to go straight into open mic. I hope you guys will stick around for that. Yeah, feel free to take a toilet break, but other than that, we're going to go straight into open mic. And yeah, I'm going to end the recording. Thanks so much again.